The following may include subject matters of war, violence, loss, and adult themes which may not be appropriate for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised. Previously on Darkeport.
Episode 13. In pitched battle, the Fellowship defends their home, and the southeastern walls of Geramentum become a veritable river of blood, death, and pain. During the melee, Titus pulls upon the full strength of his ancient bloodline, transforming into a vortex of murder within the cramped confines of the incomplete watchtower. Merrick stays by his side throughout most of the violence, deeply invoking Roth's power, mistress of the bloody soil, time and time again. Waisa adds her unique talents to the tower's defense as well, envenoming Titus's greatsword ahead of every single swing. Katrin manages to ensnare one of the Utini champions with a potent illusion, keeping him from adding his tremendous physical prowess to the assault. Nolishli and Marcus hold their part of the line against massive force with both precision and tenacity. Indeed, between the two of them, they injure and eventually drive off the Utini fireworkers. However, Marcus is struck down. When a second Utini champion flings Nolishli from the battlements into a ravenous mob, a certain choice explodes onto the field, one the Fellowship was not expecting. Marcus clings to life, then somehow revives. He goes on to pin the Utini champion in a spiritual net. The battle rages on. Welcome, friends, curiosity seekers, and connoisseurs of fantasy throughout the lands. You have found yourself once more with this fine, shining fellowship and its rather more questionable storyteller. And we find ourselves back over here at Geramentum, and I've promised my troop mates a few surprises tonight. More than a little entertainment, which hopefully you can partake in along with us. Before we get off and running, because there is still quite a bit to do, I'd like to, as always, thank Eldritch Foundry for being with us and for continuing to provide us with outstanding minis and options. Go check that out.
Thank you.
And also want to give a shout out to the wonderful crew over at Constructed Chaos, and their amazingly talented GM Alex, who's a friend and ally, as the Romans used to say. And if you are looking for a story that has an in-depth world with lots of twists and turns, lots of hijinks, and great energy amongst its cast, please go check them out. Justin and I, our producer, are in the chat most nights, and they stream. It's the same. Louisiana's in the same time zone, I believe.
Yep.
So they're also at 1900, also at 7:00 p.m. Tomorrow night. So go check them out. Although I think tomorrow night is their Pokemon night, because they do one night out of the month for Pokemon. D&D Pokemon, which will be a new experience for me. I've never seen that before. So, I mean, there's a little something. They're truly, there's a little something for everybody in this. All right, and I think the last thing I'll say is, Melissa, if you're watching this, we finally have back Anika. Yay! Welcome back, Anika. So happy to have you with us, darling. And so she can sign that map, and I will see you on Saturday, and we can finally make that happen because I'm a man of my word. So great, easy segue in, man of my word, but I'll put a pin in that because we have a journal entry, I believe.
We
do.
Oh.
And do you want to get the candle of tales before she?
Yes,
before
I
she
do.
reads?
The candle of
There it goes. We're off and running.
Here we go, everyone. Blood. What a curious material. How it pumps through us and moves us. How it spills out in floods. How it sprays and trickles. It's quite an art to watch something die in a battle. It's quite another thing entirely to watch dozens fall at your feet. To see how the blood curdles and rusts in pools under their bodies. How it stains the cheek and mats the hair. How sticky it is. How much its odor burns. And the startling energy it emits. Blood, this gift from the gods that blesses us all with vitality, so easily turns into a mess to be cleaned up. There has been no time to process the gore of this moment. The loss, the limbs, the cries. My devotion protects me. The blood in Lord Titus's veins have synced up with my own, as if we were one snake. He is the fangs and I am the rattle, and as he bites, I keep moving. In an absurd way, the simplicity of this moment is relieving. My mind is clear. My body is in action. There's no time for fear, only time to be alive. I hear my own pulse in my ears, and it's the sound of all of us, fighting, breathing, alive. May we persist, may we live.
Wow.
What's that?
Damn, girl.
Like, that's like a full novel. Like, what are we? I was there. I was in it. Oh my god.
Shit. It's like
Blow
a
my
Frank,
world
his
apart.
journal here going on her head. That was amazing.
Well
Thanks,
done,
guys.
Well done.
I gotta go. Thank you.
Step up the game.
I do not do this. I have not done this, and do not take this as the beginning of a trend. Tatiana, I'm going to give you inspiration for
Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's a hell of a way to start off.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, I have not been inhabiting. Well, I mean, it's always in there somewhere in this brain of mine, but I have not physically inhabited this space in 2 real life weeks, going on 3. So, forgive me if I'm a little bit slow to warm up, but I'll try not to be like a used car engine on a cold morning. Try to get this going pretty quickly. So to remind everyone, and actually, man of my word. So I promised last time, in the same way that I promised a couple episodes ago, that I wouldn't jump back and forth, and then I used the dodge of flashbacks, and also it being in the same scene, to technically keep my promise. I promised last time that we would be done with the overall battle, and so
Let's hear the back door here.
and so
Meanwhile, last year.
and so here's the back door. The GM now understands the contours of this battle. I have rolled out when they managed to breach the east flank over here, or rather, sorry, west flank over here. Is that south? And I know who has fallen over here, what's gone on over there. I understand I've also rolled out what's gone on the west flank. And your brave archers who struggled through much of this combat in the dark, and amazingly, as though guided by a higher power, still manage to range their missiles true again and again and again against the physically superior Utini. So I know what happens there. There are, in fact, 3 key vignettes that need to be resolved. 3 key areas that I need to see and we need to see before we continue on with the story. So at the risk of exposing the... Alex, you may be constructed chaos. I'm a little bit more organic, my dear. So at the risk of exposing myself, I'm going to take down these guys for just a moment, and we're going to remove this wall because that is no longer a factor.
Oh. He's reading from a book. No, I'm kidding.
And it's all scripted. It's all scripted. Okay, it's all yeah, everything. Here's my notes. I almost did a named shout out there, Donnie, but I'm not going to do that because this is on the internet forever. So God help us. All right, this wall has been accounted for, and these gentlemen have been taken out one way or another.
What's up?
Tell me when you weren't looking at.
More of them are dead. More of your defenders are dead, by the way. You're
Yeah.
probably not going to like the casualty report on the back end of this.
Got a big feeling I won't.
This one remained there. He is hurting though, and so these are all dead, but I like the idea of having their mostly iced, swaying corpses trapped inside of this little pool. So we're going to leave them there. These 2 have fallen. This one actually had not. This one had yoinked over here to generate some more mayhem. And we are left with this tableau going on here. Whether or not Nalishli and Griffin are reunited over here with the shaman, around the shaman. Nalishli, you still have this one who was injured but not down. And this is absolutely going to attempt to kill you. Of course, you have the second Utini champion that Katrin has had ensnared in his own mind for almost this entire round. And yet, you can feel the mana beginning to wane on that. And you know that although your gambit succeeded beyond your wildest expectations, and you've completely neutralized that thing to now, soon you must reckon with its might. And then, of course, we have Marcus struggling for his life. We have Merrick, who seized the moment to run out, praying, gambling that they could hold the tower without him, without his old power to bolster his lord. So far, Wesa has managed that. And this is where we pick up. For this first piece, we're going to go until this is resolved one way or the other, because really these are all basically happening independently, even though they're right next to each other at this point. These characters are going to live or die together. The characters in the tower. We'll see with you. Okay, Merrick, at a 20 dex, you move first. You see this massively powerful creature caught in mid-turn. It's great axe, it's gore-bespattered great axe, sized for
I see it turn.
itself. Well, he caught it in mid-turn.
Okay, it's still.
It was trying to
It looks like
turn,
it's frozen-ish.
but it looks like it's paralyzed. You have seen the rare creature in the Camaranthus region that can paralyze its foe. You do not understand this, but you just know you can feel the presence of something greater than yourself. And
I didn't know how long it'll last.
No, you have no idea.
Why, yeah.
You have no idea. So you are out, and I don't know. Yeah, I didn't. Before, this is mainly to remind myself, Jason had run in and had given you the grimoire. And so he is skittering around the sides. He's probably up on the stairs, trying not to get eaten by the lesser Utini who are in there. Because he looks like he's armed with only a small dagger.
There's a bow there.
And that's it.
He wants to pick it up?
He's not going to, yeah.
Just saying.
Nobody this side of Titus Invictus is going to try to go into what is going on inside of that murder hole right now. So, what are you doing, Corey?
Do I get any additional damage?
You do. If you hit this thing while it is paralyzed this way at this range, you can actually do double damage, or you can crit. Crit.
And I get an advantage on attack as well?
You do. Yep.
May I take a free action here? I know it's not my turn, but can I speak an action in this situation?
Yeah, I will allow it.
Okay, so I'm holding him pretty on one knee to keep myself out of the line of fight. I'm gonna be like, Meg, Cotton, attack with me. Ready in action, attack with me.
That's actually what I'm going to do with the archers. Archers on my target as I attack.
There is no one left alive to answer your call.
Oh, okay. Can I use the free action then to see what else is within me?
Yes. Yeah. Make an insight check.
Let's do that.
There you go.
20,
That's a
natural.
crit.
Okay.
Great way to start the day.
First
So
roll.
you have.
First,
Natural. And I, of course, this was the thing I forgot to look at before for the stream, because that's always happens.
Classic.
He doesn't know everything, guys.
On this edition, there's still plenty of stuff. I literally have been doing like flashcards to start remembering this stuff. You get a. Doc, what is that? What is that called? You get a flash of.
Foresight?
How would that come through? You get a flash of these blood parasites, of something like the blood parasites, hurtling through the air and actually piercing through. So not just attaching, but piercing through into your adversary. Although in this particular case, you with the 20, I won't play Corey. You feel that the old power is going to be better served.
right, it's more like a range thing.
Translated through. Yeah, there it is. Because everything's in alphabetical order. Well, this is what happens when you're old school. Sometimes you just have to.
I wish I had that 20 on what I'm about to do here.
Do that. Yeah, would it be like quintuple damage?
Yeah.
Not by the rules, but I'd have to give you something special. Yeah. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, you're better off just translating it through your own physical might. All right, go.
All right. And just maybe because I did that, but
Sure.
can I assess how heavy this thing is briefly? I mean,
Really damn.
yeah,
heavy.
I figured as much. I thought, just for everyone else's sake, I thought about actually knocking it off the wall.
Oh, I was like, you're gonna pick it
But
up.
I don't know if I can.
You're too whittle.
I don't think I can bench press it.
You can try.
No, I'm gonna shoot at it though.
You're short and you have bad leverage.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna just swing at it.
Okay, go for it.
Crit.
Are you serious? We were just joking about that.
2 in a row. Way to start the day.
Did we just win?
Did that win the game?
I'll see you guys next week.
I win.
Does that win the game? Okay.
I shoot magic
Golly.
missile into the darkness.
All of them die.
All right. Go ahead and roll. I'm gonna make a roll. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll double the dice, Corey. On it.
That's nuts.
Let me see what
That's
you
just
do.
normal. That's double dice, not including the.
Yeah, because Marcus isn't next to you.
I thought he was in front of me.
He is
No,
in front of you.
not
but
that.
You have to be within 5 feet of this thing. Yep.
D8, 2d6.
You'll get to tear into it.
Love
though.
that noise. I love
Let's
it.
see here. 18.
18 total.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Okay. That, I mean, blood, and they do bleed, and they bleed red. That continues. So you're thrusting in. Are you aiming for any particular point on it?
Yeah, I'm aiming for the wrist to see if I can also somehow dislodge. I mean, actually, yeah, I'll try to cut off
To try to sever a tendon or something there.
the axe one.
Okay.
Stab it in the groin.
Okay. You think you managed to maim that wrist. Since you rolled a double crit, I made it make basically a really hard con check, and it's calling us fat. But yeah, I mean, you don't know until it's in motion again. But you see, he would know that was the only. But you take out whatever that outside bone is, and you see it jutting out now. All right, 18.
And there's no allies around me at all, other than Marcus.
Other than Marcus.
Okay.
So after 20, shortly after you. See, I also periodically eat things. No, here you see. And yes, I've been planning to do this the whole time. Randy's been hoping this was going to happen.
Death from above. Death from above.
And I think Corey too. But yeah, death from above happens. So Julio, who had been Sergeant Julio, the youngest sergeant who had been tasked with protecting Granny, for whatever reason, decides the moment is now to abandon his charge, or perhaps she's ordered him to. You don't know. In that moment, you don't know. But he too. That's pretty good. He too comes down and. Okay. Yeah. And you see unfortunately, he's not using a gladius, and it comes to you that he has not made, because remember, he's very young, he's the youngest person who has old power. He has not yet made the transition, Corey, from thinking about himself as a Kithki to thinking about himself as a Kithki with the old power.
Right.
So he's still fighting with the lighter Kopesh,
Yeah.
not with the gladius.
Right.
Because most Kithki can't wield a gladius effectively. But he comes down with the odd curved blade, sinks in pretty deep into its shoulder, and does manage to scrape and slide off closer to its neck. And it looks like he's going to try to hook the Kopesh in there and jerk.
Yeah, he's double damage too.
I'm done. I'm at 12.
Nice.
Do I need to go now?
Yeah, because this is happening as a contained vignette.
Got it.
And this is as good of a time as any. There was some consternation. I want to clear up one rules call I made, because I never want people to think I'm cheating or favoring the players excessively. And then also square something off with you. So for the rules call, when the creature entered your square, I basically was thinking of that as an environmental effect. And so when you roll to see if it would step on you, it was not taking a quote-unquote attack action. So when someone is incapacitated, they get quote-unquote attacked. They automatically fail 2 death saves. You had already failed 1 death save, so you would have been dead if that was it. However, I was treating it stepping on you more like an incidental. It was environmental effect, and because of that, you still had the 1 death save. There's something else I was gonna say about that. Oh, just to remark that it's used to when things go boom, because this is not the first time it's worked with the ladies who fired off the fireball. Usually, it assumed you were dead, and had you been normal, you absolutely would have been dead. So because I let everybody else roll with advantage their hit points up to level 3, and you just hit level 3, you roll a die 8 again and see if you can do better than your 3, Randy.
I got an 8 that time.
Okay. Okay. You get a little more flood into you. You have a +3 on your con, I believe. Okay, so you actually don't have 6 more hit points. You have 11 more hit points.
Yeah.
So you're at 11. You still won't be able to take a hit from this thing, but at least a stray arrow probably is going to take you down, like before. Okay, what are you doing?
Well, it's sitting here right in front of me. He came down. He shot up. I'm going to do my last. I'm going to try to channel that energy from Quaelathon again.
Okay.
Directly right into it, seeing as it's right there.
I will say, because you're not familiar with this, you were about as familiar with this edition as I was when I started. You have the urge that in its current state you want to touch it.
Oh, then I'm going
do the same thing.
I'm going to follow God's advice.
Okay. Yourself to get around this beefy Kithki. You can reach over him because you're also a tall man. You reach over and make a spell attack.
How do I do that again?
So it's your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency. So for you, I believe that's +6. Yeah.
Ew.
And you get advantage because it's still frozen.
Okay. Well, 13 on the first one. Well, 19.
19?
18 with that. So 24.
That gets through even its preternaturally tough hide. Preternatural for humans, but apparently not for Utini. So normally this would be 4 die 6. So you're going to roll 8 die 6 because it's a.
Oof.
Yep.
Guess we're just amazing.
I feel so much better about this than I did last time.
Knock on wood. Give me your hot dice.
16.
Contagious. More. But we all got COVID and hot dice.
Attune to your dice. Attune to it.
19.
You gotta over time. You gotta
24.
be.
27.
I'm loving it. Okay.
That's
All right.
Wowie.
Okay.
This time, you see its skeleton lit up from within as this intense golden energy with that white, the corona of gold flows directly into it with nothing wasted. And you also have that white, the white center that lights its skeleton on fire from the inside out.
Oh my god. Wow. It's like Marv from Home Alone.
The furs, and you can see the agony in its eyes as the tendons stand out on its neck, and it digs deep and it attempts to shatter the spiritual net that you have around it.
Buckle down and try to keep it as tightly as possible.
You can feel the strands, the webs that your deity has given you to immobilize this absolute monster begin to fray and snap. But not this moment. What are you doing?
Still attacking it.
Okay. You now have, normally I wouldn't do this, but because you've been critting and also you've been critting and it's immobilized, you attack with extreme advantage now. So roll 3 dice. Because it's also lit like a Christmas tree.
Crit again.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Where's my?
Where's the other one?
I'll do this.
Yeah, I got that one.
The anticipation's killing me.
Another
15.
So 27. No, sorry, not 27. 22.
You draw back, and you see there's one spot on it, Corey, that where this from the inside out, it's flaring, and it's like a beacon in the night where you need to drive your gladius. Just under the bottom of its right rib. You even see the angle. Time begins to slow down. You wonder if this is what Titus talks about when he moves in those blurs of unnatural speed. Wow. And now you start thrusting up.
I'll also focus to see if the parasites can hit that area as well.
Sure. Roll.
I get. He's now within 5 feet too.
He is. Yes, he is.
All right. So that, and
Take it out now because you do not want this thing loose.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This will beat the crap out of you if it can get its weight on you.
13.
A gout of viscera, blood, and light erupts from this. You feel the old power flowing through you as it's only flowed one other time in your life.
Let me see if I can try to even lift it up. I'm doing it.
You see it lift. It comes up. It comes up on its toes. Your gladius tears through. And suddenly, Randy, you feel no more resistance on its side.
Yes.
And then echoing along in its
Kill us.
bones is a wave of pure, unadulterated rage. And you feel it revivify
Of course.
You need to speak it?
underneath. And
Boo.
Again.
no, he has advantage right now.
No, he doesn't.
The arm severed a little bit too.
It is. It is.
This is not a good
Also
day.
distracted, so maybe.
And is he prone as well?
Does he have allergies?
Did he fall?
Not prone.
Time of
No.
year for him?
So following your lead, because you've now just torn out, you've effectively lowered its armor class.
Yeah.
Because you have its innards showing. Julio slides down because he sees where this gout of light and guts just erupted
Right.
from. Instead of trying to worry through this rhino hide at the top, he drops down using the hook of the Kopesh and his body weight and gravity, drops down and finishes vivisecting it.
Wow.
And this time, even G-Shode cannot save it.
G-Shode!
Take that, G-Shode.
G-Shode away!
It's down.
Exactly.
It's down, and you believe, you remember that Titus liked to cut the heads off of these things, off the big ones.
Have a double tap.
But
It's my favorite.
always a
thing to
double.
do.
Did you just say double tap?
Yes. Show day.
All right, that's what happens there. Katrin.
God damn, I gotta follow that shit. I still have him
You are
doing his thing, right?
coated in your own sweat. You can smell the mana around you. Your trembling lissom form is on the verge of being overtaxed as your working will as never before in your life. And you feel this, you've pinned this thing with your powerful mind. You have within you the very same pages that the great Lady Vipsania held in her hands in defense of the city. Whoever could have known, however many decades or centuries ago, the first pen was put to treated parchment to capture these hermetic formulae, that this could go so far north, always north, and here it is in your hands. You have identified the 2 acts that you need to bring this to a successful conclusion. Actually, I'm going to wait on Titus. So yes.
God, I can't follow.
Does he need damage rolls?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
Yes, he does.
So you have had your illusory way with him for 7 combat rounds now. Roll 7d6 of psychic damage as his own mind has turned on his body.
Wow.
For that many rounds.
Trying to pick this die up with my foot.
Like he's going cray-cray?
Her illusions are so potent that they can actually damage him in his own mind.
Oh my god.
So his own mind is attacking himself and helping to kill him.
It's like Neville's parents.
Yay, mind flare.
19.
Yeah.
19 total? Okay. There we are.
Those tiny dice are not great.
Okay. Now you can continue to concentrate. Actually, do you have the concentration ring?
Yeah.
Put that on you. Yeah. So you can continue to concentrate, and you can also use the Great Lady's grimoire
Yes, you can.
to effect. So what would you like to do?
I think she's gonna do a little Rego Levitas Explorare.
That old recipe. That old one.
Oh, this out of the closet.
One of my favorites from my childhood.
Yeah,
I
obviously.
believe you can. Let me look up.
What is the distance of that though? That's my only fear. Because it's not written in this book.
No, let me see what dex it's going at. Okay, because you would know it by now. It's much slower than you. Yeah. Can has alphabet. God, dog, I just had it. I believe it's 60 feet for.
That's not my hair.
Yes, it is.
Long hair, maybe like yours.
That's probably mine.
So.
Leaving hairs on my space.
I don't know if that's long enough.
You know what? It's less charge, babe. Might have broken it out. Yep, it charged out.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. You still get that last roll, and you're still moving ahead of it. You are no longer concentrating. See, this is what happens when you're not in the space for too long. So as it ran past, let me just make sure.
Wait, have I lost the concentration on him?
Let me make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you may have.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Better get makeup.
Not for me.
Well, I know what it is for. It does not say once you have it enacted, but I'm going to say for this, yeah, it's gone too far from you.
Okay. So I've like completely lost it.
Yeah,
Okay.
not because it broke out, but because it managed to.
Just timed out.
Yeah,
Ranged you.
you don't regret it because that shaman was probably going to kill Nolishly on its next move, and
Okay.
it certainly would have killed Marcus. So you had to have that shaman because the shaman was a will worker as well.
Yep.
So it needed to die.
Yeah.
But this thing is just kind of looking. I mean, completely discombobulated
Okay.
and looking around. It may not. I'm going to see how quickly it reorients to reality.
Do I have any idea of how long that would take? Because I'm.
It's going to come down to how quick that thing's brain is.
Then I know this is a weird ask, but can I hold my action until he is in range of that act? And by the time he reaches, if he turns around and comes back,
Reaction.
as a reaction for him, as soon as he reaches the range, that I can attack him?
Of the two that are in the grimoire?
Yes.
Yes. So actually, Nubis you could hit right now. He's within the range. And Actually, both of them. But no, both of the ones in the grimoire you have range on.
Oh, okay. So I can just hit him now.
Yep, you can.
Okay. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm gonna do the Rego Levitas.
Okay. All right. You pull the mana around you for that you're not used to something else doing all the math and the work for you. But some long dead alchemist did this decades ago. And you pull off the page, the ink literally traces into your hand, comes off the page, your hand crackles with arcane energy. And you instinctively run through basically the catechisms of Hermetic magic and realize you don't have to. You don't have to do any of that to direct and contain it.
What? Easy math?
Go ahead and speak it.
Of course, the page in front of you disintegrates into ash, right?
Yeah. It like completely goes away, and she Rego Levitas Explore.
Crackling through this night is a gout of some sort of contained, directed, furious lightning that lights this thing's oversized body up.
Wow.
It should get a dex roll. It's not. It's totally confused with the illusion that you had selected, and you just nail it flush in the back. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's the way to get its attention.
Yeah. Did you get the damage for that?
What is that one?
It's 8d6.
8. Love that. 4, 8.
We're gonna have to get you more d6, baby.
I have some here.
Oh my god, hold on. Math is hard.
It happens.
I got you.
What am I at?
15. 18. 18.
One more, right? I can't do math. Oh, 20. 20.
20. All right.
Oof.
Yeah, I need more
Damn.
dice, guys.
All right. That's a hit. And Titus. Actually, I love your metaphor so much, Tatiana. The snake rise.
So good.
Striking again and again and again. Its constituent parts moving in perfect synchronicity. And even as these little things writhe and kick and bite, the rattle perfectly splits its attention between continuing to keep the fangs envenomed and then also smashing these little shits into oblivion. Give me one attack roll inside of the tower.
Nice.
+5?
+5.
22.
Yeah. 22.
Oh my god.
So again and again, the hatchet descends. At one point, you feel yourself throwing one of your daggers as one of the things tries to run after Jason. You see Jason struggling for his life on the steps with one, and then finally managing to overpower it. He flings it through one of the many cracks that are in the wall to its death.
Yes.
Just as a note, I mean, I always do this myself. I roll a 20 anyways, but I do have disadvantages to skill checks, so that insight, it was a natural 20, but...
For exhaustion.
Oh, you do. Good call on that, Corey, because you're exhausted. I'm gonna go ahead and let that stand. But no, that's good call. Okay.
It's a reminder, because I think we...
So yep. No, that's an important one. Well, no, and I was thinking
I can't.
No, and I was thinking of it for physical actions for athletic checks, like that was in my head. But no, I mean mental fatigue is the thing. I'm okay with that though, because that was an instinct. So, you managed to let's see what the hell they do here. All right. Yeah. At some point, you get poked somewhere, or maybe bitten. And then another.
Attack, or do I get a reaction?
And then another one kicks. You know what? Yes, you may.
All right.
Go ahead and roll.
Oh, sorry. You need to
that is a.
That's still a hit on them. They're dead.
Yeah.
They're going to be dead on your hits.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so pretty quickly. Yeah, they're dead.
What's your minimum
that's
damage?
dead.
+4.
That's dead. I don't. Yeah, the ones that are remaining probably can't even survive your minimum.
Snake rules.
So that's a very good point, because you're going to take some more kicking and biting, but every time that they attack you, it's almost like on the backstroke. He just manages to pivot, kill this, and then go back.
That's great.
Back and forth.
Jumping in the sword's way.
And then finally, you take your first step down.
Okay.
And they scream, squeal, in rage, frustration, and some fear. Because you have made good on your promise, Titus Metellus Glabriovorn. You have bathed them in their kin.
Whoa. Stark.
And as they're screaming, running away, I'll start stepping down and laughing. Just keep hitting them.
Now they're not all running.
Oh, okay.
But some of them are screeching. No, actually, so to be clear, Donnie, you're stepping down not because they've yielded, just because you have carved that much flesh asunder as you've been coming down. You're inexorable. And through this entire thing, you still have not taken a single effing point of damage.
Oh my god.
3.
Oh, they finally got you? No, that's right. One of them got you.
Somebody had to go somewhere else.
Finally. Okay.
No, that was doing just fine.
You don't even feel that. You don't,
28, yeah.
You don't even feel that right now.
The healer can heal you now.
Okay, so you see the formidable figure of Titus You see the formidable figure of Titus begin to disappear down the stairs. Not, it's going to take a while. He's huge and going slow. This thing turns, and I'm going to see if it can orient
On you.
on you.
No.
And it begins charging.
Oh shit.
Let's see here.
Tape measure.
I don't
I know
know.
he's at least 60 feet away.
Yep. What are you doing?
Oh, what am I doing? I love this for me. She's gonna use the other spell in the book.
Okay.
But there's no one other than Nalishli, because I'm not gonna hit her. But there's no one.
hopes.
Is it just that little guy at the stairs? Or not little? He's a big guy.
The guy at the entrance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so remember, these were all these ones that were, this is like indicative of, God, I'm not going to give you the final total yet. I do know what the final total is. But one of many who have been stupidly trying to shove into this aperture.
Okay.
So yeah, you can hook, if you place this correctly,
Yeah.
you can hook this up with love.
Cool. I'm gonna place it correctly.
I like the sound of that.
And hook it up. Yeah, so she'll turn the page,
Okay.
and she'll.
Some ash falls off to
Just
the
a quick
ground.
luck chance. Did the big guy fall on the other side down? I mean, we fell. Did he fall off the wall somewhere?
No, he just fell.
No, he
Okay.
just collapsed there.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so he's still up there?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's not enough time. Yeah, she'll. Nubis Nisina?
Nasina. Yep,
Nasina,
you got it. All right. So placing it about here,
Yes, and making sure that Nalishli's not gonna get.
that it's not going to roll on top of
yeah,
her.
yeah.
Okay.
Do I know which way the wind is right now?
Currently, yeah, it's died down significantly.
Okay.
But it is.
By how the mirror flies, it was this.
You saw Merrick kind of do that.
I'm like, what the hell?
You do know generally how it's going. Make a nature check.
Bell.
Oh, jeez. 23.
Okay. If you're willing to cut it really nice and close, you might drop it so that it's kissing Nalishli, but she's not inside of it.
Okay.
And it lingers and rolls, and basically you're going to have coverage for an extra turn as this thing tries to get in.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Because remember, this is a huge bubble,
Yeah.
basically, and right now it's going to where it was attacked, but it can't necessarily see you because, as I should describe this, this is considered heavily obscured. As you lash out once more, and this formula has a different taste to it. It has a very different touch, and in your mind springs the idea of a quiet sage unearthing some kind of tome. Perhaps even someone not so far from a middle-aged version of Adrian. And that's the energy, that's the essence that you feel come off of the page. How many men, and probably some women, quietly contributed this grimoire to make it a reality, so that someone who was not a will worker like you are could nonetheless work will. Nubis, Nasina! Again, you pull it off. This time, there's a dark green miasma around your hands with angry threads of yellow, deadly threads of yellow that you project out. And just like, trying to think of the words right now, but just like when there's a flash freeze in water, and it goes in every direction, you see it blossom out. Nilishly, in your frenzy, you're only vaguely aware of danger that has the temerity to come right up next to your face, but she's placed it perfectly to the inch, and it does not affect you.
This makes you look really cool. Yeah. Just like, damn, she did that too.
Roll.
Don't step backward.
Roll 5 die 8 of poison damage, and tell me what the result is.
5 die 8. Okay.
Let's do this 5.
Did not make that saving throw, even though it's con as extraordinary.
Ooh, 18. Nice.
21. Nice.
And 6.
27.
27.
That bitch needs to be down.
Okay.
Cough it up.
Who's your spleen?
All right, as it tries to make its wisdom check to orient itself in the miasma, I'm going to give it disadvantage because it rolled a nat 1 on that saving throw. So it is really feeling the pain.
Oof.
Okay, and then it goes,
loser.
these things just melt.
Nice.
Whoa.
So all of the ones that Titus was sandwiching, even the few Utini who were beginning to back up against your unrelenting fury, thinking about retreating, what they are greeted by is death behind them. And they just, they deliquesce into Utini viscera.
Oh. Gross.
And there is now Utini sludge running down what used to be
blood.
Used to be those steps.
That's just
And yeah. Okay.
Is it like a mist almost, or is it?
It's a mist.
Okay.
It's like a nasty pollution, heavy industry pollution haze of mist. That's
But can you
sitting
tell
heavy.
that it's like unnatural in a sense?
It looks unnatural as hell.
Okay, so I'm gonna yell as a free action to Titus
Sure.
and don't go into the mist.
Yeah, just I want to be out there at the
Didn't even
very
hear
edge of it and just scream into it, though, just so all he sees is probably me at the very bottom of that, and then just all these melted Utinis coming out of it.
Nice.
Like,
And I'm just like holding my sword, just like
the mist like layers.
now you can't break to go because you're still contained. You're still cleaving through this mist.
Oh, okay.
You still have
I thought
stairway.
we
You
got
still have a
some.
stairway
Okay.
Utini.
Yeah.
go.
Just the bottom flow is.
Yeah.
Hopefully
cut
just hear
off.
screaming and just pieces of them falling off,
Okay.
flying out the windows.
Like a AOE. Yeah, that's nice.
Yay. This guy sucks.
Katrin, make a perception roll.
Would love to. Whee!
Is this round 3 Angel with that thing? I was wondering if there's a chance for me or Marcus to eventually help out with that, depending on the timing.
We'll see.
'Cause we took it down a couple.
16.
We'll see. 16? You feel it. You feel it more than see it. Thudding. Come here. Gather itself.
Does it get half distance because there's so many bodies?
It's obscure.
Normally I was saying no because these are so huge, but at this point you now actually have multiple layers of bodies
And sludge.
and it can't see.
It's like swampy
And that's the
bodies.
thing. Now it did roll to
believe there was
orient
their
itself. Okay, so it tries to gather, to leap, but it stumbles in the sludge. And it gets
Dysentery.
It gets another round.
They ordered
know what?
it.
I have to be consistent on this. It's
Come on, it gets COVID. Come on.
Fifth Ed has some interesting stuff. I like the idea of it damaging. I don't know. I like that. It's a little weird because when it like starts its turn, it takes damage and it doesn't technically take damage when you cast it. First enters a spell areas or stake. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's chilling down there. You can't see it. It can't see you.
Okay.
It may or may not know exactly what level you're on.
Okay.
And it could not get through this little murder hole that you're dealing with. That doesn't mean it couldn't try to reach through and snap your neck or something. But there you are.
Or tear it apart.
I'm going to give you one more round of activity, and then perhaps I will indulge Merrick.
Advocate for the help.
Don't be jumping now.
Because I can't see him.
I got a bow on me.
Can I see anyone else? Within range, though.
You can see this down here.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to pause, even though I know I had said I was going to do this in vignettes, initially because she probably would take a shot at that thing. That's right under.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're running up in a rage. Winter's harvest. Beyond indulging, amplifying your most ferocious elements. You feel your silver blood coursing through your veins, pumping past your ears, and of its own accord, the blade whistles through the air, make an attack roll.
I was gonna say if I can volunteer this in.
Sure.
Before, like as I felt the like rage amplifier doing its thing, I do feel like I would have put Winter's Harvest in the detritus of blood that was coming down.
I love it.
Just soak it up.
And just like put it in and had the wherewithal to let it soak it up and drink it in before the next roll.
I freaking love that.
It's all present.
Your frenzy is so deep. Make a wisdom check with advantage and see
Whoa.
We'll do that again.
with advantage.
Another roll.
Yeah.
Come on.
18.
18.
16.
Okay, so 16 with your -2 on wisdom. But it's still high enough.
Yes.
So
She knew that the whole time.
there is some spark inside of you as you know that you are deep in the symbiosis with this weapon, which is dangerous. But some forward-thinking part of you has yourself scrape it along the gore bespattered ground.
The light bulb.
It sinks in, and you swing at it with just a few of those murderous, toxic yellow tendrils clinging to the tip. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Yeah.
+5.
Yeah.
16.
16?
Yay.
All right, that is a hit. So you're in a rage right now, so that's base of 10. Base of 10, +2 for strength, +1 for weapon, and another +2 for rage. So 1d10 +5 total.
My brain just split open. Which one? Can you point it out to
The
me?
one that has a 0 on it right here.
Can you remember the numbers you just said? Or, sorry.
It's
Yeah.
+5.
roll +5.
Okay. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it's the
there were
roll
so
plus
many
five.
more numbers when you said that. 7 + 5 is 12.
Okay. It is injured. And it dips down. You're a 16 dex, yeah? I believe.
I'm at a 16.
16. Okay. Do you want to call upon Winter's Harvest and take that bonus action?
Absolutely. I am going to take a bonus action every time.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Roll the extra die 4 because
Oh, yeah.
Triangle.
because
Oh, yeah.
you sucked up some blood,
Yeah.
and now as you slash it, there's a splash of cold.
Of cold. Yeah.
Cold that hits it.
Nice.
2.
Not quite enough. Okay.
So I can do my bonus action?
Yeah, bonus. Go ahead.
Another D20?
Yeah. D20 to hit. +5.
22.
Just in a classic down this way, something that the an attack pattern that the priestesses that Oekappas of Oekappa's line have practiced for centuries. Roll a die 10 again, plus 5.
12.
12. And there went its torso. There's a spray of arterial blood.
High five, girl.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Get it.
Well, is she kicking ass?
Oh,
And
it's done.
I'm just gonna fucking kick his face. Like right in the mouth. Free action, free action.
Kick his face.
Pick him up and throw him in the boat. Poison behind you.
That'd be great.
Yeah, because it would start.
as a final act, it attempts to pin your foot to the earth, to the blood-soaked earth with its tusk, so that its brethren can more easily dispatch you. However, you pivot your foot aside, so it hits only the uncaring soil. Go ahead and make another attack roll and finish this thing with advantage.
Ooh.
16.
Roll again.
Yeah, in case you hit a 20. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point, but
17.
okay. You bring it down on the back of its. Actually, how do you want to kill it? How would
Its
you
little
dispatch it?
tusky went into the soil.
Yeah.
Okay, so and obviously his head's like right below me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna full crescent moon winter's harvest and swipe it around his neck.
Yes.
Damn. There it goes.
Dope.
The head rolls.
And I just like to put winter's harvest in the blood again.
You recharge. All right.
Whoa. Love that.
Who's next? Who's fucking next? Okay. Back over to you. So
hell.
this is happening as all of these other things are going on, Anika.
Love that.
You see your formidable, would she think of it, or would she, in her mind and her heart, would she think of Nalishli as her colleague, her sword sister, her fellowship member, her fellow defender? How would she think of her?
Sister.
Sister?
I think we had been together for so long that she was like, I don't know, we read together.
We read together.
We
cleaned together, probably. Yeah,
That's true.
I probably roped you in on some of that.
You totally did.
All right.
Help me, please.
So you see your sword sister expertly dispatch one of the Utini down there. You are aware that this champion might be aware of her and might turn on her, which spurs you on. Do you want to ready any action since you can't see it, or do you want to do something else?
No, I want to ready an action.
Okay.
Because if I see it, I'm gonna shoot at it. So
Okay.
try to kill it, but
Now you have those two spells. You have not had a chance to look through the entirety of this grimoire. Would you like to spend an action furiously leafing through?
I would love to.
Okay.
Why not? You know, there's some good stuff.
Reading again.
Just gotta get it on the battlefield.
Katrin in the middle of battle is like, let me read this book.
I believe I let NPC Katrin use a bonus action to do that, so I'm going to do, I believe that's how I was tracking it. So make an Arcana check. See how quickly, Arcana or Investigation, and see how quickly you can find something.
9.
All right. You don't immediately find anything.
Do I get advantage because I've already had a chance to flip through this book, and I've already found those 2 spells?
Now, this book is the Great Lady's book, not Eurydice's grimoire.
Have I flipped through it ever before
No.
with Livia or anyone?
She has
This is
never-
the first time I've seen it?
She has broken a compact of the women of the house, and she has allowed a non-Vorn woman to handle this book.
Don't tell anyone! So because I flipped through the book already, trying to search for those 2, or looking for spells that make sense, can I get advantage on
Yes.
flipping through it again, because this is the second time I'm going through it?
You've only had one round with it.
Damn it!
Yep. Good try. No, good. I appreciate
man.
the hustle.
Hey, man.
I appreciate the hustle, hun. Okay,
Jason,
so
did Livia suggest 8 pages?
Was there anything specific that she said?
Folded pages.
so you
Were there post-its anywhere?
so you have the,
Is anything like bent? Or like anything specific that stands out on pages?
Smart.
Like,
I will let you make an investigation roll. However, that will take your action, and you will not be able to ready an action.
Goo.
But it might be good.
it might be.
All right.
So
yes, we're gonna.
I'm gonna use it as a full action.
Okay.
But as a free action, I'm gonna scream at Nalishli, and I'm gonna watch out behind you. Is essentially
She's gonna scream behind you.
You just register that as a potential threat behind. You don't even really, you really don't even know who's screaming at you. You just know it's a human. It's not a Nutini.
She would recognize my voice, though.
Not in this state.
Damn it.
Yeah, she's probably griffified right now too.
That's true. That's true.
So you hear that? You can.
Is that bubble still there too?
It is beginning to drift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to drift. Drift with the wind. So you see him in weary combat. He's moving like lead right now, fighting with the shaman. And because remember, the shaman was able to resist whatever he used to dispatch the lessers, and the shaman's staff ignites in flame as it's trying to scorch and beat and bludgeon him to death, because he is vastly depleted after this just Herculean effort of rolling up the line over here. And gods only know how many of these fuckers he's already killed to get here.
How many feet is he from me? The shaman one.
Yeah, the shaman. Yeah, he's about 45 or 50 now feet. So I'm gonna say, no. Okay, I'll give them. Okay.
Movement increase when you're enraged?
Does movement increase when you're enraged?
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Nope. What do you want to do?
And how far can I max go? It's 25?
30?
30?
Yeah.
30.
And Winter's Harvest gets 10?
Winter's Harvest does not, but you could go 30 and you could ray a desiccation this thing through Winter's Harvest.
Boom.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
Bada bing.
Bada bing.
I like that.
Okay.
Okay.
And without letting go,
Yeah.
you feel that energy surging up through your body, going through this rage amplification device. Point, and what do you do?
I'm going to wait. I need the appropriate spell name. Oh no spell name.
You are too enraged.
Yeah, I'm too enraged. No, I'm just gonna roar, and like it's just like channeling down through me through the tip of Winter's Harvest.
Okay. Goes out. Roll to hit.
Is it with advantage or anything?
Not the range stuff. No.
Okay. 12.
12.
Is it with advantage because its back is turned and it's in combat?
I was actually considering that. Let me see if Griff has been canny enough to maneuver it that way.
Okay.
Because although he spotted you, the shaman did not.
Okay.
He did. Ooh. Yeah, roll a little bit more. Yeah, roll with advantage. Roll a second time.
Bro, I'm here to challenge.
I'll take the first one.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be a 12.
So you manage to wither some of the thick leather hide that's around it, but you didn't strike flesh. All right. So that's kind of playing. And I'll let that play out around. So this thing gets to learn the hard way that inaction is itself an action. So go ahead and roll 5 die 8.
Yeah.
As it's trying to suss out where you're at.
Oh God. Amazing. 8.
Nice.
Okay. This time I made it though.
17. Come on. 28. 22. 22.
Yeah, you guys work it over there.
I know.
Tax
Take a big whiff.
Breathe it in. Yeah, breathe it in.
Don't fight it, just breathe.
Right.
Yoga.
Go to sleep.
Heated yoga.
Yeah. That might be what it does, because this thing really can't. Obviously, it would have been better off going off to one of the sides, but it was coming after. So you hear it now.
Oh, good.
Climbing up.
Love that.
And this tusked, snouted face fills the murder hole.
Do I get an attack of opportunity if he's coming by any of the windows on the second floor that I'm at?
You are too far.
Damn it. That would have been great.
Yeah. And this thing is up here. Waysa, you are having to follow him now. So you're a little bit far now.
I'm following Titus.
You have to, you followed him a step or two further. So you are aware, your passive perception is high enough that you're aware that the face has appeared at the window. And that is as this deadly miasma begins to roll down and away, having done its terrible work. Katrin, what would you like to do?
Is it like in my face?
It's on the other side of this dubious wall, and you can feel the creak and the groan. Because remember, as you get higher up on this incomplete watchtower, the masonry got worse and worse. You don't know the history of this tower, but you do know that for whatever reason, as they get off the base, one of the reasons they didn't complete it was because the craftsmanship was not up to snuff. So, and this thing weighs so much and is so heedless of structural integrity or its own safety that it's come up, and
It's like a rampage. Sorry.
you can hear it. I used to love that game. You can hear it, and you see dust beginning to trickle down from the ill-spackled mortar
Oh, shit.
that's in there. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna run down. Or follow them at least. I don't want to be up there when he's up there.
Okay. Well, running down.
I mean, not running. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna run into his back. Well, you're gonna run into Waze's backside, pretty quickly, and without any hesitation behind you, you hear a fairly a high tenor voice say, "Find something else. I'll distract it."
Have I flipped through the book already?
Not entirely, no.
Okay.
So if you step away, it cannot yet get an attack of opportunity on you. And little Jason of Makaria jams himself into, and even his diminutive form is enough to block its peephole, because it's basically a peephole for this thing.
Right.
An oversized keyhole for it. And he tries to jab it in the eye with his little dagger.
Cute.
Aw, little dagger.
Failing horribly. Tink.
Oh.
Just hitting some of the masonry instead. But
I can see his eye, or no?
well, now Jason is blocking the way, but you can have another crack at trying to find something in the grimoire.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she needs to.
And actually, I owe you an investigation check. So make an investigation check, because I wanted to see what's going on with it initially.
That?
It's like
No. That's a crit.
it's a crit. It's a crit.
I'll allow it. It's 90%. It's 90% error.
Let's take the table.
It's 90% It's
95%
It's 90% crit. All right. So
Oh man.
you find. You know what? Anika, just current hit. Just a FYI, I was going to have you use your illusion ability, or colorum, but that actually never wound up happening. So you do still have that in the chamber, if you want. So just FYI, because I thought so. You do manage to find two things of interest, and the first at glance. You seem to have, it's another rego, but then it quickly dives into the math that's pre-done for you, quickly dives into the corners of the attacked psyche. So it's something to compel another creature.
Okay.
That and and then there's a little chuckle, because a much greater form of what Figulus Neus used to test the fellowship. This was prior to stream, but in your first combat as a group,
Oh my god.
you come across that, and you see it, ironically enough, invoking fire.
I'm gonna do that one.
Okay.
Let's do that. Because
Okay.
I think with her, she's just gonna think about Figulus and kind of empower it in that way.
Okay, so You hear, you find it. Then on this round, you can use it. You see one, hopefully last time, the swirl coming up, and this is potent enough that even in ash form, even in quiescent form, as it's coming into an ever-tightening spiral into your fingertips, off the pages, there are traces of flame and a little whiff of brimstone.
Ooh.
You hear yourself cry out. This one I reserve the right to change because this is the higher version of it. But we'll just go with Creo Elementum. And outside, all of a sudden, you see a pretty serious creature made of flame and anger. That's that I'm gonna say you used one of the cracks in the walls because it's not complete. Wow. It's not completely.
And weasel its way through there. That's fine.
Exactly. It's a flaming elemental, yeah.
So it suddenly gets a lot hotter inside of the cramped confines, the already steamy tower. Although the stone will insulate you for a while, and all of a sudden this thing has a whole different world to contend with.
Perfume of Utini.
All right.
Do I have control of it, or is that...
You have a semblance. You have a semblance of control, but it's like control once removed because this was out of the grimoire.
Okay.
But you do have the idea of what you need it to do.
Okay.
After it's done with its job, who is it turning to?
Uh-huh.
That's right.
That's... What have I done?
How do I stop it?
Importantly,
God.
Feed me.
importantly, you are concentrating now,
Okay.
and you don't want this concentration to break. That could become a problem. I'm not necessarily as nice as the book is. Okay, so that's going on. That's fine. I'll factor that in. Merrick.
Can I write off my 20 observation that I rolled to quickly assess?
Well, that was insight, so no. Make a perception. Make a perception.
That was earlier, but
Did you see him on there? You're parallel with them, right?
Yeah, at disadvantage because it's haze of exhaustion. Also, it's still technically night.
Looks like a whopping 9.
All right. You honestly, at this point,
Ooh,
trying to.
sorry. It is flame, though, so does it not offer enough light to be able to see what's happening?
Good play.
Good.
I told you I was going to challenge.
Just a hat rack, that one.
I have to.
No, you're working it. You're working it.
I need us to win.
Hat rack.
No. Okay. Actually, yeah. Take
Boom.
take the higher of the two rolls, Scory.
12.
So then an 18.
18 total.
My insight
gotcha.
actually is plus
Wow.
7. So
No, I love when PCs do this. This is like freaking hilarious.
Love me, man.
plus 5. So it's 17.
Now this is only even with that, even with this form of fury and flame that's come ex nihilo outside, basically in just space. Even with the light that it's radiating it out, you of course can't see the entire field, but you can see the immediate. And what I was going to say is, amazingly, it looks like Titus has the tower on lock.
What is he using the staff? Is that some sort of flaming staff? Is there any energy around that?
This is a little too far away for you to see very well, but it looks like flame in the night. And Nalishli is dark enough, and with the obsidian hair that you can kind of sense her over there, and you can hear the furious howls, but that's really about it. There are civilians who are under attack over here.
Right.
You see, there's been some kind of incident, now that you can actually afford to look back for a split second. You see that there's been some kind of incident in and around the field hospital.
And do I see a
was
fire
set up.
elemental fighting this thing?
That was set up over here, and yeah, you sure do.
Wow.
It's also caught in a very compromised position because it was obviously not expecting to have something drop in frickin' space behind it, so in open air behind it. So it has its back exposed. It's going to have to make some decisions here really soon. It's not going to have a chance to hunker down, test its strength against the stone, and see if it can just tear the whole damn thing down.
Shoot it.
Assessing how easy would it be to fire an arrow at the shaman, who I...
You would have to move out, which you could do. Maybe. Not, because of all, also you're having to fire through the fire elemental, etc. You'll do it at disadvantage.
Is there a way to run? How's the ramparts as far as getting around to the other side?
Absolutely choked.
Choked. Got it.
Vander is sitting here trying not to die, having almost single-handedly protected everyone through here, and there's a small hill of Utini bodies that are blocking this off. And he's just...
And there's nothing down
blind
below.
with exhaustion.
All right,
no, you guys have laid waste to down.
This is what I would do. I would go inside and assess where the Lord is at. If I can make it.
Yeah, no, you can. And you find him.
I'll run down the stairs because that's gonna be my first.
Stairs are still impassable.
But to him, or not?
To everybody, because they're about 15 bodies that are
in between him and the others.
No. So he's down the stairs a little bit.
Yeah, I'm next to him basically.
And you're next to him, and then Wace is behind him.
Stay with Catranders.
And he's going to cleave through. It's the Vorn perfect battle is upon him. He's going to cleave through this middle space.
All right. Well, I will then just use my Gladius through the kill hole and attack.
Okay.
Thing.
Nice.
That's probably what I would see next.
Make a roll for Jason and see if he positioned himself to let somebody else out.
Maybe not. 4.
Okay, so he's stunned. He's like just freaked out, and he's done the only thing he can think to do, which is to try to block its view. So he's clinging to this. He's clinging to the peephole to block its view, so it can't see what Katrin's doing.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Can I use this weird? So first of all, I want to assign as a bonus action my
the parasites
to it. Because I need to do that.
See it.
You don't even know it's there.
You heard something jump up on there with that 18 perception. I'm going to say yes. Again, because of the chaos, I'd normally let you run off of that 18. Make another perception check and see if you can catch it in the dark. All backlit by that thing, but this is a weird situation.
Is that disadvantage?
Stabs.
No, not disadvantage. Yeah, just a straight perception check with advantage, disadvantage, kind of going back and forth.
Nope.
Okay. So you know roughly where it's at. You can't establish a good line of sight. She's hogging up, quote unquote, the one good line of sight that's not the murder hole right now. If you shift over, it won't be this turn, but if you shift over, you might be able to see another one and be able to use whatever it is that's bubbling up inside of you.
And then. Okay. I will just use this turn to. I don't see much then.
You have a little bit of movement left.
Can I get to the other side?
No, it's totally choked off with bodies now.
Totally choked off bodies.
That's a Vander side.
That's a Vander side, yeah.
Oh yeah, as far as.
Because remember, they got up there hard.
Yeah.
And he just would not stop. Just would not stop. And through a series of spectacular rolls, amazingly, at last you saw them, all of them, all of your immediate men seem to have survived.
You gotta move! That's kind of what I'm gonna say. Actually, I'll even try to push him away and sort of be in front if I need to.
Jason, you mean?
Jason,
yeah, okay.
That'll be my action then.
Okay. Marcus, you're hearing screams from here. Julio is dashing. He's sprinting down to try to get down to where the civilians are getting assaulted.
I'm following him.
Down there, okay. So you start going down there. Just make a spell attack for me. As you have one more arrow in the quiver.
12.
12. With what's down there, that actually will hit. So you feel the last of this. You feel the last of this divine essence leave you, or at least that you can bear to hold, because truly you are a funnel and it is an ocean, and it's only how much you can bear it has no end.
That burn, yeah.
Roll 4d6 of radiant damage
Yeah.
as you tear into yet another Utini body. Their ACs range quite a bit.
18.
Let's see how the civilians were doing down there. That might be enough. Okay. And then as you illuminate it, it falls down. You hear Gisore coming back up.
One trick ponies.
And then the civilians just start stomping and clubbing, and it goes right back down.
Right.
Julio, make an insight check as you pass him. Do you have longer legs? And then again, he passes you.
Inside, I got a 17.
Oh, quite high.
Yeah, 23.
He's sobbing as he's moving. But he runs down here, engages with them, and begins to fight with ferocity. And you see him. He's not quite so deep in the old power as Merrick. That is to say, he's not as strong. But I'm going to say you remember him as being extraordinarily resilient. That Merrick making some comment about that. So you see him weather blow after blow for his people without going down and continuing to slash and hack and slash and hack.
How many are over here?
You can't see all of them, but I mean a fair amount got in. But they're being met. And this is now, there is some light. The Utini, of course, have targeted the light sources deliberately to try to extinguish them and destroy them, because they fight best in the dark. There's some unexpectedly difficult resistance for them, though, about all the way, deeper into the city. I don't know if the camera's picking me up, but out here, way off to the side. And that's where they seem to be stuck.
The 12-lighter shrine?
Not that far. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not that far. And Randy, make another wisdom check for Julio.
12.
Okay, and then whatever his plus is. Yeah. So at some point, embracing the reality now, he drops the Kopesh. He picks up the heavier gladius from one of the fallen defenders, and he begins to stab with that.
Yeah.
Because he does have the strength to use it. Okay, so that's what's going on for you. You're basically out of this combat.
Okay.
And you're helping the civilians.
One last thing before you head off. If we do come to a place where we have this in hand, I'm going to gather up whatever remaining fighters we can.
That is an optimistic assessment, but go ahead.
And then run and head over to the healing hut.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, just center our attack here first, and then move over there if we can. I know it's optimistic, but if it does.
All right. Actually, before I move off, make a perception roll.
I didn't.
Okay.
I got a 5.
What you didn't hear was your wife calling your name.
You have to tell me that. I didn't hear it.
So.
Damn.
So, Katrin, you're dealing with this. You hear the crunch of bone and muscle under Titus's essentially oversized cleaver at this point, as he continues to sever Utini limbs and heads from torsos. And just those two just continue on. Both of you make Constitution rolls for me, Wasteland Titus.
That is a 9.
8.
All right. You now you have your first level of exhaustion.
Okay.
You have your second level of exhaustion, so you're now at disadvantage to attack rolls. However, fortunately for you,
I'm a prince.
Fortunately for you, my friend, as one more thing about these creatures, they seem completely unshakable to the point of literally rising from the dead with fury and determination. And then at some point, as I just rolled 2 2s in a row, something breaks in them as the heat washes out from outside. And what little there is, because by the time you're hitting that second level of exhaustion, because I've just basically been assuming that you've been critting and critting and critting. I mean, the song of your ancestors, of your direct line and then your ancestors, is loud in your ears right now. By the time you've accumulated that fatigue, you've gotten most of the way through this middle tower, and they know it. Now you're about to have to make a decision, and then I'm going to say that's what kind of pulls you out of this perfected battle meditation, because really that's what it is. You're in a meditative state of death, of dealing death. When you realize that you're about to step so far down the stairs that you're going to open yourself up to attack from all sides. So at that moment, what do you do? And they seem to be reacting. The thing that you're luckily for you, the thing they seem to be reacting to is this burst of fire outside.
I would just literally, now that the fire's there, they can definitely see like my face. They can see how fucking insane I probably look.
Through the murder hole and in cracks, okay. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to literally just scream out as loud as I can, just trying to intimidate them to run out and just fucking get them to flee. And just, if they don't, I'll just stand there and just wait, just keep breathing, like Thermopylae kind of shit.
Okay, so you're gonna hold the line just before they can mass on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so they still have to come at you one at a time. All right.
Yep.
You know what? Before that, because I know what your tactic was. Before that roll for exhaustion, make a final attack roll for me.
Ah, shit. It's 14.
Probably, no, that was enough to hit. Now make an athletics check, and then I'll tell you what.
That is 17 plus 4, 21.
Okay.
Hot dice only once. Giving them all away.
As you...
Almost hurts.
As you're about to have to make that decision, and as they're reacting to this burst of flame outside, you achieve your goal. You have now jammed up so many damn bodies in so many different ways, and remember, most of them are big. Like an average Utini is not that much smaller than you are, and there are plenty of Utini who are bigger. A tall Utini is bigger than you.
Yeah.
And they're not skinny. You've now totally choked. The way that Evander totally choked off this, you've now completely suffocated the stairwell. And there is no more space for them or for you. Because that was your goal the whole time, right? To make it impassable. Okay, so there are a few stragglers that are down there that between flinging themselves at you or Katrin's little pass on the bottom floor for the ones who are more cautious or trying to be cute, they got smoked out like a frickin' roach motel down there and died gagging, coughing and gagging. Okay, so that's what's going on there. What do you...
Yeah, if that's the case, then I would go back up the stairs and try to see if I can see that son
wearily trudging up. Okay.
Almost like remember in Inglourious Bastards, the bear Jew coming like, I want to start hitting my sword on it just to try to get anything out of him.
You hear as screams of rage begin out here, you hear something jump and land down, and then
why are you running?
Anything bigger and better than
buddy? Where you going, buddy? Can I see him doing that? Like running away in that sense?
You're kind of...
I have that little...
You're little... you still have little Jason. Who's,
Son of a...
who's
I thought
blocking your way.
he didn't move.
What do you do?
I shoved him away. That's what was the tent.
As soon as I hear him drop down, because I can deduct that he's flying down the side of the tower, Jason, move.
Okay. So, reluctantly, almost, you have to move. He's, under normal circumstances, he actually is as fast as you, but right now he's not thinking very well. So you gently tap him.
Gently? I am going to move
You shove.
him. I shove.
I love this. Make a strength check.
Don't do this to me. I'm made of paper. Ooh. 14.
Okay, boy, you got to move. All right, You push. You manage to just kind of hip and hand him aside enough, at least, to get a decent look in. Merrick, your overclocked reflexes are hungering. Why don't you make a? You want to try to get a beat on the fleeing creature? Or do you want to do something else?
No. If I saw it, like,
you didn't see it. You didn't see it, but you heard it thump. You still have an action this round, but I want to see what Overclock Kithki does.
Overclock Kithki is going to actually, based on what Marcus said, he's going to actually go out, drop his sword, pull out his other bow that he had, the normal short bow that was strength that we had already.
Make a roll to see if it's stayed attached to you through all of this.
Come on.
Yeah, that's the way the mirror flies.
If not, I can go pick up my other one. Maybe.
You can probably get one.
That's no.
Okay, you have no idea. At some point, arrows went flying, bow went flying. You pick. Unfortunately, there's no dearth of corpses, of Kithki corpses. So you pick up. You pick a bow up off of the strongest looking one.
Can I get to my? How far is the stairs from where I'm at?
You have completely lost track of where that bow is under tons of Utini flesh.
Got it. I will pick up a bow and start firing down to support the city.
Okay.
My Kithki brethren.
As well you can. This bow is only clocked for. It's one of the stronger ones, but it's still woefully inadequate.
And will I be able to use this other capability with it? And I'll also move my targets towards the first one I see as well. So
that's fair. Okay. Okay. I'm going to say that you provide effective range support for it, and you observe too that they're running into some kind of wall over here. Waisa, is there anything else you want to do before I resolve this situation with Katrin and Nalishli?
I mean, I'm just super focused and following in line and kind of probably a bit in shock.
Okay, so you're just waiting. You can hardly believe that you're not in motion right now. And you wait that the sword has already been envenomed, that eerie green energy is already suffused back into the metal of the sword. And without even thinking about it, after another couple seconds, you tap it again. And then after another couple seconds, you tap it again.
Oh my god.
Because there is no world where you're not fighting.
Chills.
We're pretty good at this.
Make a con check. As you've channeled more mana around and through your insubstantial form by far than in your life. Just your life.
10.
You begin to feel the dull edge of fatigue settling upon you as you earn your first level of exhaustion, Katrin.
Fatigue.
Nalishli, I know that you were going to roll for a fatigue, but you're just riding off of your 20 con. So
there you go.
You come up, and here's what happens. So,
on next season.
He's like, no. I haven't taken a break yet.
And you see another Nalishli's hands go through, catch it across its side as it tries to spin. Griff dropping to one knee as the staff traces fiery death in its wake, going under, really falling forward onto his knee more than anything because he has no strength left, just determination. And then you see the same Nalishli bring the Naginata down, bring Winter's Harvest down with all of your weight, strength, and power in a great arc, hitting sideways, cleaving across through the collarbone and across and almost to the hollow of the throat.
Oh, wow.
It falls. Nil.
No.
come back to your senses.
The rage is gone.
And you see his blood going into Winter's Harvest as it's projected out through
Oh my
the
god.
back of him. And that's where we'll take
Wow. You just killed Griff.
Wait.
Maybe not.
Gee Willikers.
Greedy soul.
That's so fucked up.
That is so fucked up. That was rude.
Oh man.
Take a break.
All right, so we will see you back here in about 15, and we will conclude, and we will see upon whom the dawn shines when we return. Thank you so much.
Why limit your imagination? In the tabletop role-playing space, customization is everything, especially when it comes to your character. Whether you're a player, a painter, or a master of tales, your character is what matters most. Using high-quality, fully customizable miniatures, you can be built for battle with Eldritch Foundry.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
a voice to greet the rising sun. Your splendorous touch burns away the dark. With a soft golden hue, your world is made anew. We follow the path you've laid.
back. We have quite a bit to resolve.
Candle of
Oh, now you got it. You got it.
Nice.
I got scared.
Right. And Donnie was joking. Wow, I'm love the tower, but glad to see the GM panel back here.
I don't like the tower.
Not. Yeah, well, you know, about 80 Utini didn't particularly care for the tower either.
Now it's complete, filled with them.
Okay, Death Star, man.
First and foremost, Nalishli. Running through this magnificent man before you is like cold water on your soul. And for a moment, and then for the moments after, your frenzy is doused. You come back to the hard reality, being pulled out of your battle high. And you look around, and there is nothing but death around you. However, you do know that Griffin is a potent chosen. Different from Katrin, but still whatever you would call him, a powerful will worker after his own way. And in this moment, that spiritus is so powerful in him that even though he's failed, he has not expired. Not yet. What do you do?
Okay, first I'm going to get down on my knees. I'm going to close my eyes. And I'm going to pray for Dread Mother to show me the way, how to save this man's life.
You do not know if your creatrix or simply your pragmatism is kicking in, but you flash on the idea of that battlefield hospital that Granny Dewshine set up, and you know if there is a person in all of Germentum who can save Griffin's life now, it is her.
I pick him up, I put him on my back,
Okay.
and I start moving as fast as I can towards that hospital.
Okay. Now you had the tower, which at this point is impassable. You have, and if you look at the map, can you see where you're at?
You're like right here.
Yeah. So you're like right at that edge. You're not that far. You're not that far from the 12th Lighter Shrine, but you're on the far side. How do you want to try to pass Griffin up? Because you know he will not survive long enough for you to run all the way around the wall. You have to act more
So you said there's an opening on this side?
Well, they have, the Utini have successfully grappled in several places. And you might even be able to get that ladder, ironically enough, that you were the cause of destroying. You might even be able to pick up one of those ladders and see if you can throw that up.
That's what I'll do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make an athletics check as you try to do a one-woman job that was meant for a team.
Was that existing one already torn down?
Yeah. But there's several still on the ground that she might be able to.
With advantage or?
No, just straight up.
Plus anything?
Well,
What's
look at
your
your athletics.
Athletics.
Let's check, yeah.
Should be your first skill.
I don't even want to say it's a 7.
It's a 7? Okay. You're struggling with it. Make Griffin's first death save, please.
Whoa.
3.
3? All right. You feel his life force beginning to ebb
Okay.
in his body. Your hands are still on there. With disadvantage. I'll let this be, I know this is a little weird, but make either a perception or an investigation roll.
Huh. Nice. Nice.
Hold on. Perception or investigation.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right perception.
That is going to be a 21.
The worst of the two?
Yep.
Wow.
I rolled a 19 and an 18.
Wonderful.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. And you said perception?
Yes.
Okay. You don't really have words for this, although your culture does more than some of the others, because you can talk about under the river for the subconscious. So there is something under the river in your psyche that prickles, and you run to quickly, and you now do the unthinkable, what was unthinkable to you mere moments before, and you separate the snake, and the snake dissolves, and now you are Wesa, and now he is Titus. And you're just a girl on the verge of womanhood who's very, very tired and blood-spattered. But something under the lake is missing, and you don't like it. And with that roll, even through the haze of your exhaustion, you look through one of the cracks, one of the pieces of masonry that was dislodged as the behemoth was attempting to assault it and tear it down. And it clicks for you what you weren't hearing. You weren't hearing Elishley and Griff, and you should be hearing them. As far as you know, all of the enemies over there are gone. So you look down, fearing the worst, that somehow you'd lost track of her and she was cut down during this and just destroyed under a wave of Utini bodies. But that's not what you see. What you see is her struggling to get up one of these extremely long ladders to act as a sort of step bridge, and you do. It's a moonless night, and she almost seems. So you're a little surprised that you could see her, but there is just that last flicker, the last gasp of Katrin's Lux ball that she had put out there that you can see. Otherwise, there'd be nothing to see with. And you don't really see Griff, but you can sense that something is terribly, terribly wrong. You have never seen Elishley moving in a frantic manner. She's not panicked. She's still moving intelligently, but she's not moving with the precision that you're used to seeing. And your mind fills in that excellent detective mind of yours fills in the rest. You are not proficient in medicine, are you?
I am not proficient in medicine.
Okay, but you have basic
+3
basic training and basic skills.
Yeah.
So if the worst has happened, if she's moving like that, he's still alive. She would not be moving like that if he was already dead. So what do you do? No one else in this situation is really going to be able to help. Merrick is gone, is completely devoted to trying to do defense. Eventually they go past you, and you have to leave the relative safety of the battlements and get in there.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll do it our time.
And you just continue to lay up with horrific effect down there and basically mop up. The Utini determined to die bravely.
I'm still in the tower, correct?
You're still in the tower, and there's that eerie stillness around. So you know something is horribly amiss with your friend.
I'm still in the tower too, right?
With your sister. You are. Your mind is in different places right now. Although, if you roll, go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage.
9, 8 and 9. 8 and 9.
Okay, all you're focused on right now is danger. So you're listening, and to you, the sweet, sweet silence of the grave outside of this is maybe the most beautiful thing in your short life you haven't heard.
Can I get out to the wall where she's trying to put the ladder up?
So Evander's way is blocked.
Entirely?
The only thing that you could do is go up a flight.
And drop down?
And see if you can find a way through there. Because as you go up, there's more and more of it broken. You're not large, so there might be a gap that you can shimmy through and drop down.
Okay. Yeah. I would want to do that.
Okay.
Or help her get the ladder up.
You run up, and I will let you make either an athletics or an acrobatics roll to try to shimmy through there.
12.
Okay. It's slippery, it's dark, but you manage to not die.
Amazing. That's all I need.
on your way down. However, that's going to eat up another round. So you do not yet know that assistance may or may not be on the way.
Who's all exhausted right now? I'm just curious.
So what are you doing? Nilishly is not. Are you going to try again with the ladder? Or do you want to do something else?
How much can I climb, do you think, with someone on my back?
It's a hard climb. Maybe.
Are there rocks jutting out from the wall in which I could grapple up? Like, does that seem an option, something I could do?
Not the wall, but there is a single grapple that was placed late in the game that the Utini actually never managed to scramble up, that Evander and his people haven't cut down yet. And in fact, you see a darker Kuind face up there, and he's about to cut the grapple.
Okay, I'm gonna shout.
Okay.
Don't cut that!
Huh?
Don't cut that. I'm climbing up.
His eyes go wide. He was not expecting to see a defender out there.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly not alive. Okay, so you hoist Griff once more, and you try to climb for your life.
Yeah, I'm gonna
for his life.
If I can, I'm gonna take the cloak I have around me and almost like wrap him around and then tie a knot and put his arms over mine, over my shoulders like this, so it's hanging onto my neck, and he also has like a tie around my waist with the cloak.
Okay, make his second death save.
Wait, how high do I need?
You need a 10 and up.
Okay.
And it's either 3 failures or 3 successes.
15.
Okay. You feel the grit at the bottom of this man's soul that has kept him alive through you don't know what. But no one gets that powerful in this world without overcoming horrible adversity. And still he is. And still, at least in this moment, he remains. You quickly, and with complete dedication, put together your makeshift carriage capacity, throw his arms around your shoulders, and then you dig deep and you start trying to climb. Make an athletics check.
Okay, come on. It's gonna be an 8.
Okay. The man up top, who you think his name is Jabilo, he's been around Titus. He says,
my boy.
He says, hold on, I'll get others. Climb, keep climbing. Okay. So he wraps up and he says, whoever can still move, get up. We've got a man dying down there, for fuck's sake. And he puts his boot on one of the crenellations and starts trying to pull. With that, he gives you the aid action, so go ahead and make another athletics check, essentially.
Can I re-roll that? Can I re-roll that?
That re-rolls.
You saw it. You saw it. You
That
got it, girl. 13 plus 2 is 15.
Okay, you make a little bit of headway, but honestly, it's more him just pulling up. Between the two of you, he's trying to pull up more than 400 pounds, and he's not that strong. So he can brace it, and he can make it taut, make it easier for you, but you're having to do most of the work, and you're digging through essentially your ancestral memories, Allie, and you're trying to remember how the priestesses of Tezcatli, how they scaled, because of course this has come up in their long tenure, and of course those remarkable women would have a technique for this. So and a flash of a booted foot much smaller than yours, and suddenly you're wrapping your foot around the bottom of it, stepping on your own ankle, and then pushing off with your legs instead of your arms. And you can make a little bit of headway that way. Even your arms are not sufficient for both of you combined. But as long as you're keeping it close to you with best leverage and then bringing your legs up and essentially pushing off like an inchworm, you might be able to make it. The problem is he gonna last that long? All right.
How'd I do? Where am I?
You slip, you climb over a Vander who is blind with exhaustion and heaving. You see he killed at least as many Utini as you and Titus did and Merrick combined, and he did it without them being crammed into an area. And he did it while defending everybody up there.
Wow.
He looks more than halfway dead, but you sense that he is stable. He's just completely spent.
Okay.
So he is a hardened, chosen veteran. You climb over this hill of bodies. Make another acrobatics or athletics roll as you try to make your way over.
9.
Okay. So you're impeded by it. And I know as part of your typical gear, you always have some kind of herbs and bandages on you, basically at all times, even though you're not technically one of the healers, but I know that you do that. You can see, you'd lose sight of Nalishli behind some of these corpses for a moment as the angles play, and you're not there yet. Okay. Make 2 rolls for me, and you tell me which one you're making. Make another athletics roll with advantage, and then make another death save. Which one is this?
Death save.
Okay.
Nine.
You feel his life force ebb, yet lower, only a whisper away from that farthest shore. Make an athletics check with advantage.
20.
Okay.
Natural 20 is all you.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Okay.
220.
You're inchworming your way up and up. I was about to make you make a con check to see if your legs start getting exhausted as you're repeatedly deep squatting 400 pounds after this marathon. But with that natural 20, you draw upon those inhuman energies that power you. And you continue to drive forward. And much like with Wesa becoming part of the snake, you just become part of this rope. Your entire life's purpose getting up there. And you do.
She gets up there.
You manage to get up there. You are impeded. You take your time, make one more athletics or acrobatics roll as you're going down.
10.
Okay. Just enough.
Okay, great.
And you're having one of the corpses slides off on the inside, and you see it starts a mini avalanche of Utini bodies because they've been stacked so high. But you manage to keep just ahead of them. You get over to Nalishli.
Jubilo is a trained field medic.
Yes,
He's
he is.
the only one who's trained in our group. Okay.
Yes, he is.
Make sure we knew that.
Thank you. Yes, that no.
Pick my man out right.
Yes, you did. And so you get there. You cannot believe that this man, Griff, is somehow still breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know that he's chosen, but the injuries that he sustained, he looks more like blood and viscera than human at this point.
Yikes.
He's taken over 100 points of damage to get over here.
Okay.
So.
Can I do something? Yes. Okay. I would like to take my dagger and cut myself.
Where?
On the side of my arm. And
you take a point of damage.
Okay. And I press my open wound into his mouth.
What are you doing?
Don't matter.
Make a persuasion check.
Roll. Let's see. That's a 22.
Yay.
Yay.
So this young but very disciplined mentally warrior. I mean, you see he's cut, battered, bruised, sweating as well, just covered in filth. He looks at you, looks at her. Do I let her?
Yes.
kind of takes a faltering step back. You feel your life force go down Griffin's throat. You can feel his heart begin to connect with yours. Make a death save. Now remember, I'm going to remind you as the PC so that this is all above board. You are now entered into his pool of death saves, so he can literally kill you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I realize that right now.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right.
Spirit guides, cosmic team, bring in the 20. It's a 6.
It's a 6. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So at this point, had you not done that, he would be dead.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You are now his umbilical cord to life.
Got it.
Okay. I might need to change this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What do you do?
What do I do? Does Jabilo look capable of helping here right now?
You glance down, and with your earlier perceptive roll, you're in that flow state now. You do see a small, compact, and highly organized healer's kit on his side.
Okay.
Never leave home without it.
I would say to Jabilo, we need to help him now.
Right. Where do I don't even know what the worst injury is.
Milishly? Where was he hurt?
Everywhere. Just start in the middle.
You see, of course, your killing blow. And Jabilo, he looks at you, looks at the wound. You do see some of the confusion, some of the bewilderment drain from his face. His eyes flicker to the tip of Winter's Harvest, open as you think he understands where the wound came from, but he doesn't say anything. He drops down to a knee, and he gets out some catch moss.
Okay. I'd assist him.
Okay. With advantage, roll for his medicine check.
Okay.
So much better.
Great.
You were one on that first one. Thank God for advantage.
Okay.
I was sitting next to everyone just so I could see.
Normally, I would say that was enough, but his wounds are so horrific. Nalishli, make another death save.
Can I? You're still inspired, right?
You do have she does have inspiration, yes. Actually, you are now his lifeline. Make a death save for yourself, please.
Okay.
And I'm making a death save for him.
He is out of death saves.
Well, it's 4.
The 4. You feel your own life force begin to ebb. Would you like to use your inspiration to re-roll that? You do not have to. I will remind you, if you roll a 1 the next time, that counts as 2 failed death saves, and you and Griffin will expire.
Okay. It's a lot of pressure. I can use my inspiration.
Okay. All right. We're using you tap into that flow state once more, and you try to marshal your life force as, instead of draining down, to pull it back in and him with you and hold him close to your heart, literally.
Dust.
To make his heart beat.
17.
Yes.
17. That is a successful death save that you have made in proxy for him.
Okay.
He's now made 2. He needs another one.
Okay.
You continue. That is actually, because this has not come up before, you are concentrating, but you are not solely beholden to this. So you may continue to assist Jabilo.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and make with advantage. Go ahead and make another medicine check for Jabilo.
For Jabilo.
Yeah.
18. 18.
He expertly applies catch moss both from the interior and the posterior wound, correctly checking and finding an exit wound. And rightly, even though he obviously does not have the raw experience of a Granny Touch Gem or even one of the senior Kithki healers, this young man, who is the smartest of your of your quad, and may one day may in the fullness of time become the legate of Geramentum.
You beat me at King of the Hill.
He correctly focuses on the killing injuries and not all of the other ones, even though some of them are more ghastly, like the avulsed forehead where there's a flap of flesh hanging down partially over his left eye, or where you can actually see parts of his knee, parts of the bone of the knee. That's not going to kill him. He focuses on that, on another injury. Make another death save.
Okay.
Just see.
10.
10 is sufficient.
Pins and needles.
Oh my God.
On the line.
You've got ulcers.
You
Stressed.
you feel your life force go back and you complete the circuit. You've brought him to you. Now you extend yourself into him as you breathe, and you see this. As she breathes in, at the same time, he breathes in. As she breathes out, so too does he breathe out. His heart begins to beat in time with hers. Your patient is stable. Congratulations.
Queen.
Yay.
Okay. That is that resolved.
Okay.
No. He goes.
So in the tower, you assess. What do you do with Katrin? What do you and Katrin do?
Oh.
Afterward?
We have to help everyone. And then I'll just like start walking out, but it's not even making it, like looking past like 1,000-yard stare and just kind of start walking.
You see him stumbling as he's moving. You've never seen that before.
Oh, shit. While you're stumbling away from me, she's going to grab his hand and make him sit down. Or try to.
Yeah, and I'll actually just fall down entirely to one knee and drop the sword.
It clangs. You try, but here's what's happened. Your hand has welded to the hilt in a display of gore and death.
Huh.
You literally have intestines tied around your mailed fist, and you try to let your fingers go, and they will not open. They will not. They cannot.
Gotcha, do you see any more over the ramparts? Does anyone need help?
Mm-mm. And she's going to go to your hand and try to help you.
Like, not yet. And then gonna stick it down, like kind of like just ready, and just go to his knee, and then you'll see like that blue light that shines up and kind of goes out of his eye, and I'm gonna do my second wind to stand up and just kind of like, hopefully that alleviate a point of exhaustion, because it's 1d10 plus 2 health.
+3 now.
Oof.
You tap into your peculiar bloodline. There's a flash of eerie blue in his clouded eye.
That like Scar fills in.
No.
Yeah.
Scar fills in, same energy with the blue. And then he seems to become a little bit more of himself. And you can't see where the injury was healed under the armor, but you know that he just healed himself somehow. It's just part of how his chosen essence expresses. Actually, Donnie, this is as good of a time for you to know. It's actually 2d10 +3 now.
Oh, shit.
So you're completely healed, but when you pull that up, you can feel a massive wave as opposed to what you felt before.
That's amazing news.
So, I told you I was Sex on the Champion.
Yeah.
This champion needed some love.
Oh, goodness.
So you and they are the pinnacles of physical ability in the fighter world, of raw physical talent. So you do manage to get up, and you force your hand open. Do you sheath your weapon now?
Do I still hear battlement going on behind the wall from where they're
You
broken?
hear sobs, and there are distant sounds of essentially what is the death spiral going on inside of the town near the 12th Light Shrine. So yes, much reduced.
Yeah.
But yes.
I just turn to Catchman and put my like hand on her shoulder and be like, we have to help them.
Okay.
Thank you. And I look down at the grimoire and be like, he would have wanted you to have them. I'll start going.
Yeah, you recognize your grand dame's grimoire that she defended the city with 30 winters ago.
She's just gonna turn beet red and follow you up.
All right, so the two of you go by this mountain of a cadaver that was felled through a combination of old power and divine might, and you have to step on top of it and walk over it, but you do. The people who did the deed are long gone by now. The Merrick's disappeared into the fighting. So you come upon. Actually, Randy, I promised you I was going to draw this out. So.
Oh God. Are you dying again?
No. You have fought ferociously for your life and the life of what is now your home. Mm-hmm. You go to the fighting. You were actually before Merrick. You were the first of the Fellowship to assess the damage. And what you find is that all of the elders of the city, including Rutilius ap Vorn, went out to hold the line.
Aw. Did they?
They did. You... where do you... And the 12th Lighters also showed up to protect their shrine with their... frankly, what you think of as... What you try not to think of as fanaticism, you try to think of it as devotion, even after some of their members' misguided attempt at killing you. But they fought. Some of them died. Not as many as you might think, though, because they did have the help of the elders, who, although they're I'll get to that description in a second. Where do you go?
Directly to the healer's hut.
Okay. Make a second perception check.
So, 15.
This time, your soulmate's piercing cry reaches you.
I'm running.
Okay. It's not at the healer's hut. It is at the field hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's where I meant.
Okay.
That's where I meant.
Okay.
Where all the healers were congregated at. I'm so sorry.
No. It's fair enough. So, you get there. You do not see. Got mind blank here for a second. So yeah, you get to the field hospital. There are signs of past carnage all through there. Where do you want to go? Inside?
Well, quick scan outside to see if I see Alba out there, but I'm pretty sure she'd probably be inside, so that's my first spot.
Okay. What you had seen with the elders was that even though their limbs were... The age had sapped their limbs of strength and vigor, and wounds and decades of exertion had sapped their strikes of speed. They were unyielding in holding that line. And you see about a score of them dead down here. So, but they have repulsed the Utini, and the Utini were not able... The Utini assumed that once they got past the defenders on the wall, they would have run of the place, and they could go to whatever hellish afterlife, is their idea of a good time. But instead, they did not actually break into the soft underbelly of Germentum. So, you see some slain. You feel rather than see your wife's presence. She's not dead. And you realize then, Marcus, that there isn't a world where you don't feel her death or she feels yours. You know you would feel her now. So, You turn, she runs up, Hubs, and just throws herself on you. She's trying to speak. She's trying to tell you things, and instead it's just this inchoate jumble and tears and clinging to you. But she's trying to pull you inside of the...
I'm holding her, smelling her, and I'm going with her.
And inside is the stench of roasted meat in here and fur. You see you see about half a dozen Utini who, even for this evening, it's gruesome because their tongues loll out of their faces. Some of their eyes have burst from the inside out. Blood runs down their snouts and out of their destroyed tympanic membranes, out of their destroyed eardrums. And several of them still are twitching inside of what used to be a place of healing. You hear Granny Dewshine sobbing. That tower of insight and compassion broken right now. And you remember her voice crying out for forgiveness. And finally, Alba finds her voice. I'm trying to think which one she would hit first. All right. You flipping crazy sister. She pulls you over, and you see Servilia with the unborn child still in. Well, we'll see what her state is. So Randy, she does have the resilient feat, so she actually does not have just the 1 or 0 death saves that non-chosen NPCs do. So I want you to roll 3 times for me, and let me see where we're at.
16 on the first one.
Okay.
5 on the second.
Okay.
19 on the third.
Okay. And she has had enough aid to suffice for one of the death saves. So she is not dead. Your sister's, whatever the F kept her up in the bog all those moons ago, has kept her up here. I'll make this roll. Okay. The fate of the child's unknown at this time. So, she's unconscious but breathing. Her heart is beating. You put your head down and you can feel her breath. There do not seem to be any active Utini. And Alba tells you, she's so stinking brave, she is. She burnt the thing. She burnt the thing after it killed. And you see a lot of Kithki dead in here, too. The healers that were unwilling to leave, even once the Utini broken. And our son. She
snap over there.
She points over. You see your son with a shield and a gladius, and he's lying spent up against the pole of the tent. He glowed, he did. He glowed. Like you, but brighter.
Wow.
And he fought with such strength.
I'm gonna hold her. We're gonna go over to my son.
As he sees you, the sword, the gladius, clatters to the ground. His arm, so tired, goes slack by his side.
Oh, my boy.
And as his 2 parents take hold of him, you feel him just become a boy again, a 13 winter boy again. And that's what happens at the field hospital.
Does he look like he has any injuries and need immediate tending to?
He has been injured, but he has also been expertly tended to. And he does not seem like he was beaten down into oblivion. Whenever this happened, details will have to wait. He does not seem... You do not sense any... Not that you necessarily would, but you do not sense any divine presence right now. He just looks like your son. You're stupidly brave, strong.
Brilliant boy.
Brilliant boy. Who made the run up here from Pollux. About, like going on 3 moons now ago. North, always north. Okay, Merrick. You pass by at least 3 of the slavers that you pressed into Myrmidon, dead. They did not break. Whatever penance they had to give has done.
He nods and sheds a tear as he's walking by, assessing.
Make a medicine check for the person who found Rutilius, the seneschal of Germentum.
That's pretty good. It's at 18.
Okay. Wow, normies have it hard. In this world, if I judge them tough or persistent or like a warrior, they get 1 death save, and they still have to make 3 successful ones. So your chances unaided, without medical attention, are pretty bad by the time you're dying. You find about a dozen and a half of these elders scattered, gored by Utini tusks, or with their skulls smashed.
Julius!
Lord.
Go over there, see if I can do anything.
Okay.
Obviously, he can still talk.
Yeah, one of the Kithki healers. I have to leave him. There's so many. Good luck, Sergeant. Mother keep you. And she runs because there are so many injured right now. She can't stay, not even for him. And he looks like he's gonna make it. There are a few of the other elders.
Is this Rutilius that we're talking
This is
about?
Rutilius, yeah. He is the oldest of these elders, but remember, although not of obviously the equal of any of the chosen, still a substantial warrior in his prime. He wouldn't have made it this long if not following around crazy, grandsire. So he's resting up against the side of the 12th Lighter Shrine.
Can I see if he's stable?
Slick with blood. Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check.
18.
He is. Through the grace of the mother and the intelligent, expert use of catch moss, which has prevented his bleeding from going any further. It clicks for you in that moment that one of the unspoken reasons why Leptis Regium may want this area so damn badly is that catch moss, to the best of your knowledge, does not grow down there. It can be imported.
Right.
And it has been imported. But this area, this lakeside, is the only area that you know of that it grows native anyway. That just kind of floats in and out of your mind. The boy, is he alive?
He is.
Thank the Lord of Light.
You seem stable. Any important information? I need to go. Check others.
Go. The ones who are living. The Kithki healers already passed. The ones who are dead are beyond any aid you could give. He reaches to take your hand. Bless you for holding the line, Sergeant.
Bless you for what you've done. Mother protect you. He moves on.
This evening, you can just barely hear him. This evening, all taken. He's devout in the Church of Light. He does recognize the Mark but he normally would not accept that blessing, but this night he will. Okay, you move on, and I'm going to let you ride off of you switch into a completely different mode. The Utini who managed to come through by some horrible sacrifices behind the wall are now all down. You run some more of them through just to be certain that they don't arise with that hideous strength. But mainly, Merrick, you go and you render aid.
None of them pierce into the like.
Unless you tell me you do something else, but that'd be a very Kithki thing to do.
I'm definitely rendering aid.
Okay.
My worry is if they got further into the city or not, or it looked like it was help.
If somebody is skulking around for something, fair enough. So you assist the ones that you can on your way. Is there any place in particular that you're going to?
I'm worried about Jasmine, so that's on my mind right now a bit.
Okay. She wouldn't. Her best, because you know that she hates herbs.
What's her normal role in these?
Her best place would have been as a sapper. It would have been as a combat engineer. So she would have been somewhere very close behind him. She is potentially in danger, and you have not seen her yet. You see, you're going to start trying to find her.
I mean, I will render aid.
And her crew.
I will render aid. I'll be looking for her
as you're going.
As I'm rendering aid. I'm not going to leave these guys behind, even with that situation.
Okay. You see, and just for clarity and brevity right now, the mother continues to smile upon you because you see both of your Sepu-derived sons, her children, alive. One of them badly injured. One of them who seems that the Great Mother has favored him terribly his entire life. But we'll talk more about that later. But they see you. The one who still can gives you a huge hug. And he, Kithki don't care about crying the way that humans do, and so he just has a good little cry on you, and then moves on.
I embrace it and move on.
They process things very differently. I mean, they're almost fearless, but at the same time, they wear typically. You're an exception, but they typically wear their emotions on their sleeve too. Okay, you continue on, and Katrin. You're seeing this home of yours, the only home you've ever known, and you know now the only home that you want. And there's something that tickles at the back of your mind. There's something that you're looking at. You know that Wesa is unusually observant. So you focus and things just come to her, and you don't know yet if it's the way that her mind works or if there's some kind of ineffable intuition that's going on there. But something's bothering you as you're following Titus. You watch. I'm going to tell this somewhat from Katrin's perspective. You watch Titus embrace the man who's been more of a father to him and certainly more of a grandfather to him than his grandfather. You see the joy in his heart blossom as he's alive, even as you see the pain warring. Tell me if I'm getting any of this wrong, Donnie. Even as you see the pain warring as he sees so many of the elders downed at such a terrible price. You know that there's a part of himself that's thinking that he should have done more.
Yeah. Glad he didn't die, you old bastard.
Who would keep you in line if I did?
Olivia, where is she?
Where she should be.
Good.
Probably. She may have me whipped. I forbade her from leaving. She was going to come here with your Grand Dame's grimoire herself.
I would have whipped you if she would have.
I know. And rightly so. And so I sent the blue-haired boy. He's exceptionally swift of heart, of feet, has a heart of a lion. Did he make it to you?
Yes, he saved us.
It was...
And Katrin used it well.
Thank you. It was your sister's idea.
It always is. As hard as it is for me to hear you talk, it's the first time I'm going to ask you to shut up and rest. We'll go see to her.
He just does that thing that old men do sometimes where they have nothing left.
Yeah, and if all that, I will actually pick him up like a baby and just let him rest while I walk.
So light.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then, I'll start walking. So,
To Olivia. Okay.
Yeah, everything else I think believe is being handled.
You accompany him to a point, and Katrin, make a final investigation roll for this session.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah?
I crit.
Really?
really? I'm looking at it.
I always believe you guys when you tell me that. It's just there's been a lot of okay.
Oh man.
You slow down. That part of yourself that is like Figulus Neus, that reaches into those other realms, as very few do. And you might be the only two people alive right now who have that absolute upper end of intellect, i.e. a 20 in this world. Maybe there are others. You haven't run into them yet. There is a famous sage down on Leptis Regium. Perhaps him. Adrian's mentor. But you slow, and that part of you that has gotten you through all of this, that gave you those beautiful calculations, that told you exactly how you needed to attack that Utini champion's mind, and was right, slows you. When you start looking around, and then intuition resolves into certainty. Now, Titus, in his fugue state, his exhausted, overwrought state, desperately wants to see the person that he shared a womb with, to make sure to see her face and make sure that she's well, and also to get Rutilius back where he's not going to just, something stupid is going to happen and kill him now. He's a little ahead of you. And your eyes alight and shift over, snapping much like Marcus's eyes snapped over to Livius, to the crypt. And that's what was bothering you. Geramentum is an organized, disciplined city, and in preparation for an Utini assault, it was not unanticipated that some Utini might break through. That's well known that the Utini operate at night, and so, as you would think, a relatively wealthy city, resource-rich anyway, has put lights up everywhere, and those people who could not fight supported every way they could. And that was what was wrong. Because as you look around the crypt, you see that the light sources have been meticulously snuffed. Whereas most of the city is aglow in torch and Arpo oil light right now. And with that nat 20, that's a 25 for you, I believe? Yeah. You drill down on that, and you see the door has been forced. That is an iron-bound, thick oak door. That was not easy. You doubt Titus could force that door unaided. Maybe with a tool, but do you get closer to it? Do you call for him to stop?
Oh, I'm going straight for him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I wanted to. I didn't want to assume.
Let me go creeping. No.
Okay.
Off on your own.
So you hear? I guess you call out for him.
Yeah, Titus.
What?
You're still carrying Rutilia. Yeah. You sluggishly turn around.
There's something wrong.
What?
All the lights are out, and that door. Don't you see it?
You turn around. You've gone by a little bit. Ironically enough, you stand on the very portion of ground that you had a certain conversation with Lady Vale.
Oh, yes.
So long ago. You turn and you've almost passed by the angle, but you turn and you look and she's right. Something is, you can't put words to it yet, but something is wrong.
Yeah. I'll put down Rutilius and I'll take out my dagger and be like, make yourself useful. And then like kind of chuckle and like hand on his head.
Okay. He wakes up long enough to receive it.
Keep an eye out. Something's wrong.
I'll sound the alarm, Domini, if needed.
Thank you.
You go over toward it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Draw
off the back
behind me. Yeah.
She's gonna ready.
Katrin, I need light.
Do you want light?
Good call. So I start walking in.
Can she do?
It's going to be pretty damn dark over there.
Yeah. I know the crypt and everything.
You do.
It looks like I've been in there before.
Yes.
Then,
Not inside the crypt, but you have been all around the crypt.
oh, so I've never been in.
No.
Ooh.
The crypt?
Okay.
I don't believe you've been in the crypt before. Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had to go in there with
Yeah.
Titus to get out my grandfather. Utilities.
Oh, no, for your... no, oh, God, you're right. No, you're right. Okay.
There's that, and then also the...
No, and then your your father was...
yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough. So, yeah, you've been in there a handful of times, yeah. So do you opt for light or do you opt for not?
I'll opt for light. I think she's gonna throw it as far back as she possibly can, so that it's lit from
From the inside?
the inside all the way back.
With which version?
Is it dancing light that has the 4?
Yes.
Then that.
Okay. And obediently you cause this to come into being like a train? Or do you want them?
I want them spread out in the corners so
Okay.
that they can.
And you see immediately the door has been quietly but violently forced open.
And is it still ajar or completely open?
It is about a third of the way open right now.
Oh, okay. Catch him. Take a step back. And I'll just fucking Sparta kick that shit open. Yep.
As soon as it opens, I'm gonna throw the light in there.
Okay.
And I'll just go in.
You look. The crypt is beautiful. They've kept it simple, though. It does not take you long to see what is amiss. You see Julius. Julius's crypt has been opened.
Is he still in there?
Do you go up to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slowly and kind of just sort of ready to push down.
You go up, and you go up to this crypt of this 18-year-old lord, your uncle, who has a statue of himself, who indeed held the line 30 years ago, preventing the Utini from overrunning the heart of Germentum and even getting to the keep, and paid for it with his life. And that hallowed hero, who was supposed to be the heir, by the way, of that generation, and should in any sane world,
my father told me enough,
have been there to guide you and probably even participate in this battle. His rest has been disturbed. His body is nowhere to be found.
Wow.
Is there anything else I see?
You do not. You look to Katrin. You know that her eyes tend to find things that yours don't. I guess technically I had exhaustion earlier, but that's fine. It's an investigation check. Just drink some water. She caught her breath. She caught her breath. I'm not going to ruin that with that. Yeah. She caught a snack. So, you look around, and this time with disadvantage, go ahead and make another investigation check.
Death hammer.
16.
16? Mm-hmm. So... Actually, I need to roll. Yeah, I need to roll for that. Whoever did this, or whomever did this, depending, on how many, they were pretty careful on the backside of it. So, in your mind, you pretty quickly reconstruct. They felt that there was no plausible way of "quote unquote" picking the lock. The lock is just physically heavy, and most rogues' tools that you would attempt would snap, because they just even with the proper key, it's just not that easy to turn that lock. It's one of the few keyed locks in Germentum that has to be, for obvious reasons, locked from the outside instead of barred from within. So abandoning that, and with the 16, as you look, I'm going to say, because this is probably going to be the second to last scene of the session, you do look, and it looked like they attempted. Maybe not now. Maybe at the same time. You don't know. You have no way of knowing. But not quite high enough. There may be some telltale signs, but you do see some scratch marks. Subtle, but they're there. Around the lock, where somebody did attempt the more subtle route first and failed. And then, barring that, managed to bring enough force to bear on a single point that they overcame even this thick iron-bound door and wrenched it asunder. Now, normally, that kind of noise, like say that Titus did have the correct tools, would have alerted half of the damn city. The Vorin tend to be pretty touchy about this crypt for obvious reasons. There's a great lady buried here, among other things. But you can only assume that the violent assault, that the brute force approach, was while all of this hell was going on. It's the only time that could have happened, because even during some of the holidays, there are always eyes on this, some eyes on this crypt. So you look at that, and then finally you look down. You do not find the tracks that you would expect, though. So somebody was very careful, and you run through a couple. Maybe they took their boots off. Maybe they don't have boots. Maybe it was Utini feet, Utini paws that came over here, but you do not see. They took pains not to scatter mud on the veined marble floor, which would stand out. Maybe you'll see something more in the daylight.
Okay.
Where do you want to go from there? Titus is just
I'm just looking down at the empty one, and then I'm gonna just kind of tuck my sword down and kind of go up and just kind of like start just crying from sheer exhaustion, then leaning up against and kind of slipping down on the other side of the.
Okay.
Yep.
She's gonna run to go see Livia.
Okay. So, as the dawn shines, as the dawn breaks, we find. I'm gonna end with you two, with Nalishli and Wesa. So as the dawn breaks, Jasmine grabs you, and she is so brave and so tough, Corey. There are a few tears in her eyes, but they're just tears of joy and relief.
I embrace her. Thank God. Thank the Great Mother.
Praise the Mother.
And he actually just falls apart at this point. Literally just falls apart. That is his rock.
You can feel her heart beating against yours. Her crew, they actually contributed to this ferocious Eastern Wall defense that was effective into the night. And they got to the point where they were carrying pieces of loose masonry up and dropping it on top of the Utini who were trying to scale the walls or grapple the walls. She has a few minor cuts and bruises, but she's escaped largely unscathed. One of her crew got caught an arrow though and didn't make it. And Julio comes up. Sergeant.
Julio. Right, how can I help you? What's wrong, Julio?
We have to get Granny.
The tower? Granny! He turns and starts running towards it.
Jasmine holds your hand, kisses it as you're in motion, and resigns herself, and she understands this dual role that you play. Loved you for 30 winters, loved you since you were both 18 winters old, probably before then, actually. And she knows. So you're running up, Julio's running up with you, and as the first fingers of dawn begin to
As he runs, he's yelling, "Granny! Granny!" As he continues to run.
You get up, you run through the Utini who didn't die through hacking and slashing have now died through asphyxiation in the human wall as they were jammed in with their brethren and could not dislodge themselves. That's how tightly packed Titus had made that place.
Wow.
You run up one flight, another flight, and you see this tiny, wizened figure who spent the fury of the storm on them. And as dawn arises, Corey, you're one of the few defenders who sees the sight at the very beginning, because so many people on the wall now are just in a haze of depletion. There was that champion who ran.
Yeah.
So you see off in the distance a force. Well, two things. You get to see the devastation that Granny Touchjam wrought.
Along the battlefield, yeah.
All along the battlefield, strike after strike after strike. Titus's estimation was not far off. There are well north of 1,000 dead that she struck down with her fury, with her might. The cost of that, of course, was her life force.
No! He kneels. He picks her up. He turns around facing the field. No!
Julio starts sobbing again.
He checks to see if there's anything.
Her life, her soul has returned to whence it came.
Granny!
Off in the distance, almost so far that your eyes have to strain, your teary eyes have to strain through your own tears now, a second batch of them. Not relief this time, just sheer unmitigated hurt. Because I know Merrick loved her. I mean, loved her. She and Jasmine and Granny, in a special way, understood you and understood what you had been through and what you were dealing with right now.
Yeah.
You see far off in the distance another force at least as large as what you dealt with. You see them assessing, and there's a central figure there who is glinting in the dawn light. A massive, beyond massive, a gargantuan Utini form watching. And you see as their own champion tried to get back to them, you now see at least 20 of the white furs. They're closer. Yeah. I mean, they're off in the distance, but they're striking. And you see that Utini champion who cut and ran is now a smoking ruin, is a charred ruin.
Killed him.
They killed their own. They completely rejected that.
For the aggressions and went back. Merrick's gonna hold up Granny in the loudest voice possible using intimidation. Granny! And shout at them.
Okay. You don't know if they understand you, but they hear the fury of it. And they, for whatever reason, your ancient enemy leaves. They begin to depart. Obviously, if they press the attack now, you would have nothing left. But they leave. Griff, shaking, hard calloused hand reaches for yours, wordlessly, hand on his abdomen, as he's lying on one of the cots in the infirmary in the field hospital. You take it.
I slowly reach my hand and touch his.
He squeezes. Good to see you too, Nelly. That's a hell of a greeting.
Chuckle.
Oh, fuck.
Simmer down now.
You know, of all the ways I thought I was gonna go out, getting my ticket punched by my girl was not how I thought it would go. And I'm glad it didn't happen that way this time.
She's gonna look down, kind of ashamed a little bit.
He pulls you closer to him. Fuck, I haven't even gotten to kiss you yet. Let's remedy that. And he tries to, he's weak right now, but he tries to pull you to him.
Let's try this a little later when you're stronger.
Love it.
He takes your hand, the back of your hand to his lips. Just a light, like a butterfly, landing on it. Lets it go. I'm gonna sleep.
I think that's good.
The dawn rises. The dream has endured. And that's where we'll leave the tale for now.
Golly.
As ever, faraway friends, thank you for spending your time with us. It is indeed the greatest gift one human can give another. One presumes even that one Utini can give another. And we greatly appreciate your support and your encouragement. It means the world to us. We're going to continue to tell this tale and follow the tale of the city of Germentum and the heroes that defend it. Thank you so much. As you enact your own journey out there, please remember to stay safe and absolutely stay curious. It's important. Farewell. We'll see you next time.